Our next speaker, Tim. Have you ever had a challenge in connecting with your audience in your speeches? Our next speaker has also faced this challenge, and a few years ago learned a simple, effective way to connect with any audience at any time. Today, you will learn this easy way to connect to your next speaking audience. Please join me in welcoming our next speaker, Tim Wells.
I just learned a secret way, many speakers have been keeping for years, how to connect with any audience at any time, how to powerfully draw them in, how to interest them, how to involve them in your speech. Are you interested in learning it?
Yes.
Yes.
Using this, you can double, even triple your audience connection, your audience thing. I wish I learned this 10 years ago when I first started speaking. I learned it 2 years ago, but it can really, really help you. If you learn this secret now, you're going to learn about how to really interconnect, how to really get people involved. If you're not interested in learning how to interconnect, then just cover your ears. You might be wondering, Tim, were you always this interested in connecting with speakers? Connecting with the audience? No, not really. I first joined Toastmasters, I just wanted to become a better speaker. That makes sense? Why you came to Toastmasters? Become a better speaker? Right? So you go through the Toastmasters program. And if you go through the Toastmasters program, you know anything about it, there's a CC manual. Do you know about this? CC manual, Peggy knows. A few others have heard about it. Now, you get the CC manual mailed to you when you join Toastmasters. So if you don't know about the CC manual, check your mail. You may have a surprise waiting for you. And the very first speech, the speech we heard tonight from Chris, is the icebreaker. It says, tell me about yourself, right? The instructions, you go through and you take a look at the instructions, you're reading it through. So I'm reading this thing through, it says, talk about yourself. And I think, I can do that. So I go up there and I go up 4 to 6 minutes and I talk about myself. And that's the first speech. The second speech is called Organize Your Speech. You may have heard of that one if you've gone on to the book. And the second speech is all about organizing your speech, and they talk about all this kind of stuff. But the thing about it is, it doesn't tell you what to talk about. So I thought, well, I talked about myself in the first speech, so just do it again, right? So I talked about myself again, 5 to 7 minutes now. Third speech, well, I'm on a roll so far with these first two speeches, so I don't want to stop someone who's just getting good. So I just continue talking about myself. And I keep on going through all the things. Like, I'm very, very good about talking about myself. And it's all about me. It's all about what I'm doing. And I get really good at that. And what happens is, a couple years ago, I gave a speech. I got really good about talking about myself. So I gave this speech, I was talking about being a secretary. Talking about travel arrangements, how you book things, you call travel, they always make you wait on the phone, and on about all this stuff. And afterwards, Rocky Romero was there. You may not know Rocky. I mean, some people know Rocky, right? He's the founder of this club, really great guy. He has dark hair, kind of a salesman guy. Really knows a lot of things about speaking, professional speaker. Rocky was there, so after I gave the speech, I really wanted to hear what Rocky had to say. So I gave the speech, and afterwards I said to Rocky, what do you think of my speech? And Rocky said, Tim, you talk for 5 to 7 minutes entirely about yourself. Well, yeah, but that's what Toastmasters is all about. That's how Toastmasters works, right? You get up there, you talk entirely about yourself. And no matter how bored the audience is, no matter if they don't care about your speaking, they have to listen. And they have to clap afterwards, right? And then I sit down, and then when the next speaker gets up, no matter how boring they are, no matter how bad the speech is, I have to listen, and I have to clap, because that's how Toastmasters works. Tim, in the real world, not only doesn't the audience have to clap, they can walk right out on you. Oh, my. I never thought about that, Rocky. What do I do? And that's when Rocky told me the secret speaking. The secret speaking that you can use anytime, anywhere, instantly connect with your audience. Tim, the magic word to use in your speech is you. When you're speaking, use the you. Toastmasters is a great organization, a great institution, absolutely wonderful. And it's great for speaking. The thing about it is it does get you really good about talking about yourself. And the problem happens is your first speech you talk about yourself, your next speech, talking more about yourself. Something else happens at the same time. You're so busy talking about yourself. You don't intend it to happen, you don't want it to happen, but it naturally happens as a result of focusing all the attention on yourself. And that is, if you become very good about talking about yourself, very good at ignoring the audience. You practice ignoring the audience because you're constantly talking about yourself and what you're doing up here. And you're not connecting with the audience. And that creates a real issue and a real problem and huge problems down the road. Think about it. Think about the last speech you heard, not even in Toastmasters, anywhere, just general speaking. Some CEO gets up there and talks. What's the word you hear most commonly in speeches? One word. Ah, exactly. What's the word you hear next most commonly?
We.
We. Exactly. Have you ever heard the word we and thought, no way, not me, not a chance, that's not me. Instead, use the you. You'll connect in powerfully, strong with your audience. It's just one simple word. It's a very simple change to make. You might be thinking, wait a minute. I like talking about myself, and nobody's going to stop me from doing it. If I want to get up there in front of the audience and talk about me, that's what I'm going to do. And I say, fine. You want to go up there on stage and talk about yourself? No problem. Just ignore the audience. They'll ignore you back, but if you want the audience to ignore you, they ignore the audience. You want to make sure people don't remember your message? Ignore the audience. You want to make sure that if you actually were invited up to speak, you might not get invited back again, ignore the audience. But if you want to powerfully connect with your audience, use the you. If you want to have a strong message for the audience, use the you. If you want to make sure that your message is remembered for days, months, weeks, years afterwards maybe, use the you. And once you use the you, you'll discover that you're strong and powerful and in charge up there. Actually in control of the room. You're actually in control of the situation. And as you talk, you continue to get more and more confidence. Sort of like in this speech today. You discover that it's a simple process. One word. One step to take. One change to make your speeches better. And start to enjoy being up here more. Become more comfortable for you and more comfortable for your audience. So, the very next speech that you do, always remember, use the you.